Hello everyone, so in this new video here we're going to be talking about using string bends with vibrato, how to get the effect that we want. Nice strong sound is kind of what we're after here, so I'll be taking you through the way I approach string bending and using vibrato with the string bends. These are the techniques or the kind of positions, the way I approach it. So things may be a little bit different for you. Some people have slightly different vibrato techniques than others, so all I can say is that what I do works for me, and I just kind of want to pass that over to other people. Firstly, we are going to talk about just the string bend in general. So for example, I've been playing in the key of B, especially in the start of the video where you saw the example. So that's an example of bending this note here, which is an E note, and we're bending it up 2 frets and then applying some vibrato to it, quite wide. And to get that effect, I want to make sure, firstly for my string bend, that I'm using every single finger. So every single finger is going to be on the string that I'm using here. So I'll put my first finger on the 7th fret, my second finger on the 8th fret, and my third finger on the 9th fret. So we're using all 3 of the fingers together to bend upwards. Make sure also that there is a bit of an arch in your fingers. And then once we've bent the string up to the desired note, you then kind of want to slowly release and then bend back up and then release and bend back up, because that's all vibrato is after all. It's just changing the pitch of the note. So we have, so you can maybe practice this slowly and then kind of build that up to a higher speed. And one thing I will say about this, string bending and vibrato, or vibrato in general, it will take a long time for you to get used to, so keep that in mind. If you don't get the results today or tomorrow or even a week or a month from now, don't worry about it. For me, just getting vibrato down on its own took months of full-on practice, months of frustration, kicking an amp and things like that. You know how it goes. But this is something that does take a while to build up the strength of your fingers, especially just normal vibrato. And doing it with string bending as well requires extra strength in the fingers. Make sure that your thumb is at the top of the neck for this if you're going to be using the blues kind of technique. You can do it with the thumb at the back if you want to, but it's in my view, I kind of think that's a little bit more awkward. There are people that do it like that, and an example of someone who used to use that kind of technique would be the late Dimebag Darrell. He was always kind of doing this. Usually the thumb at the top of the neck here, I'm kind of gripping in here with my thumb and my first finger. So I'm kind of gripping in like a vice on the top and bottom of the guitar. So it's mainly, I would say, where your finger starts, your first finger starts. It's kind of where I'm locking on here, and then kind of then pushing up. So this part here, where we touch the bottom of the guitar, is kind of a little point of contact where we kind of use to gain some leverage. So let's try it on a different note here. And often I'll bend up to the note and then bend sharp off the note, like so. And you can get quite a powerful sound by doing that. But yes, that's the position I use. Thumb at the top of the neck for this, and make sure they're pushing in with the thumb, because you're pushing your third finger up here, but you're pushing into your thumb in a way, so your thumb's gripping hard on the top of the neck, and then you're using it to keep the neck still as you push your third finger up. So eventually you'll maybe get the hang of it. I'm not sure how long it might take for some people longer than others, but you can change the speed. That's a slower vibrato. This one is a faster, more like the Angus Young type. So it's kind of cool. It adds a lot of flair, and I can say a lot of power, and adds to the phrasing of your licks. I really am gripping when I'm pulling that first finger downwards here, full tone. Actually, my finger's hurting today because I've been doing some recording. One of the key things, as I've said, is don't get too worried about if you're not seeing results straight away. So these are my tips, and these are the things that just work for me. So, as I said, the way I approach this isn't going to be exactly the same for everyone else, but I know that they work really well for me, and this is something I focused on for quite a long time. String bending, vibrato, and for me it did pay off. I feel like it's strengthening my fingers a lot, and I can get a lot more out of the phrases. So if you found this video helpful and you want to see more, then feel free to click the subscribe button, and especially if you're trying to pick up tips and things like that, I will be posting videos a lot more frequently. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a future video.